The big lie about being a good man and how you lost your POCTO and you were conditioned. Not intentionally. Not maliciously, but effectively. You were told women want emotional openness, they want communication, they want consistency, they want effort, they want investment, so you gave it to them. You decided to be better than the other guys. More mature, more present, more emotionally available. And that's exactly where you started losing. Because attraction isn't a reward for moral behavior. Attraction responds to emotional leverage. And the moment you started caring more than she did, you shifted the balance. The invisible moment you lost STAs in the beginning, you were relaxed. You had your own life, your mission, your routines, your ambitions. You liked her, but you didn't need her. That energy is powerful. A man who wants but doesn't need feels rare, grounded, stable. But then something changed. You started answering faster. You started prioritizing her schedule. You started thinking about her reactions. You began adjusting your behavior. Not dramatically, subtly. And that's when your emotional status began to drop. Relationships are not equal exchanges of kindness. They are emotional hierarchies. And in every hierarchy, the less dependent person holds the frame. Once she senses your emotional state is more influenced by her than hers is by you, the dynamic shifts. And when the dynamic shifts, attraction follows. You think you're building intimacy, but you're removing tension. And tension is the core of desire.
Why more effort lowers your value? Men think linearly. If I give more, I'll receive more. But attraction doesn't work like a transaction. It works through perceived scarcity and investment. If she doesn't have to work for you, if she doesn't fear losing you, if she knows you'll stay no matter what, then she doesn't need to invest. And people value what they invest in. When she invests time, emotion, energy, she must justify that investment psychologically. She tells herself, he must be worth it. But if you overinvest first, she never reaches that justification stage. You become available, safe, predictable, and predictability reduces excitement. The trap of total availability. You believe reliability is attractive. Long-term, yes. But early attraction thrives on slight unpredictability. A man with options behaves differently than a man without options. He doesn't panic. He doesn't rearrange everything. He doesn't analyze every text, not because he's cold, but because his life is already full. If your emotional focus revolves around her, she feels it. And once she feels that, the mystery disappears. Without mystery, there is no tension. Without tension, desire fades. Ever felt like being a nice guy is what's killing your dating life? Here's the truth. Your problem isn't that you're kind. It's that you're afraid. Afraid to lose her, afraid you're not good enough. That fear makes you reactive. You overtext, overinvest, and overadjust to her every mood. And that reactivity signals dependency, which is the real attraction killer. A truly grounded man stays calm. If she pulls back, he stays centered. If she's distant, he stays focused on his own life. This isn't a tactic. It's a mindset. You weren't too nice. You were too available. You weren't too caring. You were too invested without getting anything back. Attraction is built on emotional positioning. The man who prioritizes himself appears valuable. The man who remains emotionally stable appears strong. And the man who doesn't cling appears desirable. It's not about manipulation. It's about independence. And that independence is the foundation of genuine attraction. Competition increases value. Here's the truth most men resist. Competition increases attraction. If she believes you have options, she invests more. If she believes she's your only option, she relaxes. Human psychology values scarcity. If other women want you, your perceived value rises. If no one else seems interested, subconscious doubt appears. That's not cruelty. That's social proof. A man with options behaves differently. He doesn't cling. He doesn't panic. He doesn't chase constantly. And that emotional composure is magnetic. The investment principle attachment follows investment. If you're always initiating, always planning, always reassuring, you're bonding. She isn't. When she invests time, effort, emotional energy, she becomes attached. Because the brain must justify effort. She must be worth it. The same applies to her. If she works to keep your attention, if she wonders about your availability, if she feels slight uncertainty, her emotional engagement increases. That's not manipulation. That's psychology. The investment principle. Attachment follows investment. If you're always initiating, always planning, always reassuring, you're bonding. She isn't. When she invests time, effort, emotional energy, she becomes attached. Because the brain must justify effort. She must be worth it. The same applies to her. If she works to keep your attention, if she wonders about your availability, if she feels slight uncertainty, her emotional engagement increases. That's not manipulation. That's psychology. The harsh truth. You want to win tests. But the highest status man doesn't compete. He remains stable. When tension appears, he doesn't collapse. When uncertainty rises, he doesn't chase. And that stability forces her to reevaluate you, because emotional strength is rare. And rare equals valuable. Here is what most men don't understand. Attraction is not built on how much you give. It's built on how you position yourself. If she feels she's your only option, your value drops. If she feels she must earn your attention, your value rises. Not because you manipulate, but because scarcity creates importance. You don't need to compete. You don't need to dominate. You don't need to prove anything. You need to remain stable. If she pulls back, stay grounded. If she tests you, stay calm. If she creates uncertainty, don't panic. The man who stays emotionally centered holds the frame. And the man who holds the frame keeps the attraction. This isn't about playing games. It's about not losing your position. Because the moment you start chasing validation, you surrender leverage. And once leverage is gone, respect fades. Stay centered. Stay independent. Stay slightly out of reach. That's where attraction lives.